Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. A couple of quick notes before we get started. There is a link to my SQLite database and R code in the description below. 2, don't forget to click the red S button on the lower right-hand corner of the screen to subscribe. And don't forget to share the Caribou Data Science channel with one of your friends this week. Finally, a big shout out to all the 14 people who have already subscribed to Caribou Data Science. Okay, let's begin our work today with the U.S. report for the COVID-19 report for the U.S. Let's pull up our code. A lot of this is just old hat for you people who've been around for a few days with me. But then anyway, loading the RSQ library, importing some data, on a subset of all the data from April 1st until today. Summary of cases and deaths. Then we produce a 14-day moving average. Then we do a plot, first of the cases and then of the moving average. So let's just run this here real quick. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this first. This is cases. So you can see for the period of time from April 1st forward, the minimum number of daily cases was 17,588. The mean or average number of cases is 37,380. And the maximum is 78,427. Now, as far as deaths, minimum daily death is 242. Multiply that by 365 and see what you get. That's deaths. Mean deaths at 1205, 1,205, and the maximum daily death was 4,928. Okay. So now let's come down here. Let's run the same thing for deaths. Once again, the red line's a 14-day moving average. It's kind of interesting that it's below the line here, but then it kind of rises back to the top towards the end, which is sort of interesting. But the main thing I want you to see here, this is the good news. While cases are spiking, deaths are holding steady. Well, this is close to here, 2,000 a day. We still have, that's not really close to some of the bigger spikes over here, you see. Let's pray to God that the numbers will only hold steady, also decrease. So now we calculate the weekly, monthly numbers, do an aggregate for weekly, monthly, and also calculate the death rate. The number of deaths based on the maximum rate of death, which is 9.1%. Do a plot. Start over here with cases. As we'd expect, we see the weekly cases, as with the daily, began spiking again back around June 1st. Down a little bit last week, and now with one more day to go, it could be pretty close to this one again, but hopefully it'll stay below that one line right there. Deaths. Good news. Look at this decline in deaths. Yes, it's increased, but it's not even remotely close to this here. Deaths are down. Why? Because the rate of death is down. From a peak of 9.1 down to about 2.1%. So that's a decline of 7%? Good news. Using that 9.1 maximum death rate, estimating weekly deaths, we should be up here at 40,000 deaths. But yet we're actually down here at under 10,000 deaths. That's the good news. The good news is the decline in death rate is saving thousands, if not tens of thousands of lives. That's the good news. Now let's basically look at some monthly numbers. Same thing as before, except monthly. Okay. Once again, monthly cases. A huge. Remember the spike back in April? Cases? Well, just nothing compared to today. Right? Over 150, or is it 15 million? One, two, let's see. Three, over 100. Okay, cases spiked in July at about 160,000 cases. With 2 weeks to go, we've only been to 1/3 the range. Deaths, once again, monthly deaths, huge spike in April, decline, a spike here. So look at this. The deaths for September weren't even close to the deaths for April. And now halfway through, this may wind up being even down to about here, which is what would it be? Halfway between 1 and 2, say around 2,000. Our deaths for the month of August, God willing, and I do mean God willing, could be around 2,000 deaths for August. Monthly death rates from a high of 7% for the month of April, down, and now back up to about 2%. What's the estimated deaths again based on that 6% average? These are the deaths we should have had for that time frame. But of course, we're not even close. It's almost the exact opposite. And finally, let's look at the weekly, monthly mean. I'm not actually sure how helpful the means are, but we'll look at it anyway. We mainly use means to even out the numbers, to even out the highs and lows, give it the spikes. But you can see here, the mean case is pretty much held steady until June. Now it's up to a declining, but here the last 2 weeks, the means have declined. Yes, pretty much falls apart. I think because this is so close to what we're actually seeing, it could mean that our numbers are actually pretty much within a good range. So anyway, to summarize, the good news is the decline in the death rate from 9.1 to 7% have saved thousands, if not tens of thousands of lives. That means, it seems to me, that what we're doing is we're doing a much better job of managing the cases. But again, it's not all gloom and doom as some news stations like to report. We as Americans are doing a good job with this. We're doing a good the readers. So anyway, let's go ahead and publish this to the website. Let's go ahead and run the whole thing, and then publish it to the website. I'm actually using Github Pages for my web pages, and there's lots of videos that tell you how to do that on the net. And we've already looked at this. Just lets me know what is going on here, so we don't have to look at that again. Okay, so now let's update our website. And there'll be a link in the description to the actual U.S. COVID-19 website that I'm maintaining. And I'm going to do one more thing, which is going to be a bonus, so to speak. We've got 184 days worth of data. So let's just do wite.csv df comma equals, and we'll come back to this USA file here in a bit. So once again, hey, thanks for tuning in today, and once again, please subscribe, like, and share the Caribou Data Science channel.